Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. I am NUR SAKINAH and this is my final project for ETH 475 Islamic art titled The Intricacies of Iznik Ceramic Composition Within Islamic Aesthetic. In this project, I create a visual infographic to explore how beautiful elements found in Iznik ceramic like symmetry, geometry, colors, and motif reflect deeper in Islamic aesthetic values such as unity, balance, and abstraction. Isn't ceramic were always something I admire for their beauty, but while working on this project, I start to see that there's much more than decorating. They're also a form of a visual expression tied to faith and meaning. Iznik ceramic were developed during the Ottoman period, mostly between in the 15th to 17th century. They were produced in the town of Iznik modern-day Turkey, became famous across the Islamic world for their detailed floral design, bold colors, and balanced composition. The ceramic were used to decorate architectural space like mosque and palace. There also appeared to dishes, tiles, vessels. What stands out the most is how organized and rhythmic the design are. But what are amazing in this structure isn't just art. It's connected to the Islamic way of seeing the world. Everything has a meaning. Everything has an order. That what inspired me to break it down into four visual sections on my poster, which is symmetry and geometry, motif and abstraction, colors and technique, and Islamic aesthetic values. Let's start with the symmetry and geometry, which are key parts of every Islamic composition. Many of the plates or tile are built on radical symmetry, meaning the design start from the center and spread outward in perfect balance. I add a radial grid overlay in my poster to show how even a complex floral arrangement follow a hidden geometric structure. You can see the repeating star circles and even flowers when you look closely. These patterns are carefully calculated, not randoms. In Islamic art, geometry isn't just for looks. It represents the deeper structure of the balance of the universe. The balance in the hour mirrors the balance that is believed to exist in nature and in life. It's about unity, disciplines, and harmony, important values in Islam. I found this part really interesting because it reminded me how Islamic artists use math and spirituality together, not separately. Now, onto the motif and abstraction. Especially the florals, in Iznik ceramic, you'll often to see tulips, carnation, sassleaf, arabescus, and spirally vines, which special in and that these motifs are not drawn to be realistic. Instead, they are stylized and abstract. The tulips, for examples, are often tall and narrow with curve placed in perfect symmetry. This abstraction is intentional. In Islamic art, there are preference for avoiding humans and animal forms, especially in religious contexts. Instead, the focus is on natural beauty expressed through line, shape, and rhythm. In my poster, I include vector illustration for this motif and also crop real Iznik ceramic to show how they use to repeatedly, often with variation, to create flows and harmony. This repetitive use of motifs also reflects the concept of infinity and continuous remembrance of the divine. Next is the color and painting technique. Traditional Iznik ceramic use a distinct palette, cobalt blue, coral red, turquoise, and white. These colors were created using underglaze painting, which means the color were painted before the glaze was applied and then fired at high temperatures. This made them long-lasting and vibrant. Cobalt blue is the most dominant color. It represents calmness and depth. Color red adds contrast and warmth, while turquoise bring a bright and refreshing feels. In my infographic, I include a swatch of these colors and use them throughout the design that stay consistent with traditional Iznik style. What I also found interesting is how the color were placed in the rhythmic repetition. Much like the motif, the color itself become part of the movement and balance, not just a decoration. This layering is of color with structure gives ceramic a living quality. It feels like dynamic and full of energy, but never chaotic. So now let's connect all these visual elements to Islamic aesthetic. Islamic art isn't just only about what looks beautiful. It's about expressing deeper value throughout the visual language. Here are a few that stood out to me. The first one is unity. The repeating patterns and symmetry reflects the one of God. Everything in the design feels connect and complete. The second one is abstraction. Instead of lifelike image, Islamic design focus on stylized form, create spiritual distance and leave space of reflection. And lastly, order and harmony. Geometry and radial balance show how everything is structured, calm, and thoughtful, just like how the universe is seen in Islam. In conclusion, working on this project gave me a new appreciation of using ceramic, not just for the beauty they are, but how intentional and meaningful they are too. Every single design choice, from the color palette to the way a flower is shaped, reflect a part of Islamic worldview. It's all about balance, unity, and seeing the divine through beauty. Creating this infographic helped me to see how art and faith can work together through structure and symbolism. Thank you so much for listening. I hope my breakdown of Iznik ceramic composition gave you a deeper insight into the Islamic value hidden within the art. Thank you.